Honey, I Shrunk the Caliburn. Alright guys, so I want to introduce you to Arcane 16. Now, I've been making these Arcane Caliburns for a little while now, and what determines an Arcane Caliburn is really just an exercise in like ultra high resolution, ultra high detail, strong laminate layer height prints, which is to say that these are all printed at 0.1 or finer, and they wind up being very handsome, very strong, very high detail Caliburns. Other than that, they're just PLA Caliburns with like the usual Drac tuning and fixings going on. But this is the final one from the Kickstarter, actually, which means that I'll finally be able to open Arcanes back up for production. And I know this took a while for those of you that are like, I thought he said reward fulfillment. So anyway, this one is for Tyler out in California, and Tyler and I had a very specific arrangement. All of the Caliburns from the Kickstarter were filled within about a month of it finishing and shipped and delivered, and everyone is thrilled with their Arcane Caliburns. But this one, you'll notice, is much smaller, and that's because Tyler's big requirement for his was twofold. He wanted this specific teal filament, which took me a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but we got to print very, very nicely with a little bit of light experimentation. And he wanted it to be as short as possible and use miniature darts, miniature magazines. Now, while there are full-size Caliburns like my Arcane Zero that use those magazines exclusively, this one shrinks it by a lot. How much? Well, roughly 27 inches in length, and then here we have Arcane 3, which is an all filamentum build, still looking for a home, and it's 31 inches. So while that's only 4 inches, you have to note that the stock attachment on here is completely superfluous as well. It's using the standard size hardware kit so that you get that extended comfy stock, but the stock is another 5 inches. So you could actually take this guy down significantly more. You could take it all the way 9 inches down for a really, really compact Caliburn. So those are the Drac facts. How does it shoot? Well, we'll fire it for you a couple of times. Let's go ahead and prime it back. So in addition to taking katana style magazines, this is an Omni Magwell. I just couldn't get away from the Omni Magwell. I really like the Omni design, and I think that at this point it's very refined, very clean and easy. This is of course a worker Talon style magazine. I get all of mine from Foam Blast because they're crazy awesome and easy to work with, and the prices can't be beat. But the Talon magazine is quickly becoming ubiquitous in the hobby in terms of both its geometry, availability, and overall construction. That said, so jealous. I have to send this one off to Tyler. I'm super excited to be done with Tooth and Nail so that we can move on to our next Kickstarter. But this guy is just so clean, so easy, and honestly, even for a dude with like ridiculous wingspan, this is like really compact, really nice. It feels really good, particularly shouldered. And I think I'm gonna have to save one of these serial numbers to make one of these myself. The only downside to this is that the only part that is Tooth and Nail compatible is the trigger down here. I currently don't have that installed. I'm sending Tyler a full Tooth and Nail kit as a thank you for backing the Kickstarter, as well as this blaster. But the trigger, sear, and plunger, as I like to call them, all the working bits and some of the trim, such as this mag release here, the inside here, and then the sights are all done in Prusament Galaxy Black, which is a very nice filament that prints ultra clean. The fluorescent orange here is Filamentum Traffic Orange, which is my favorite neon orange. I have ranted and raved about Filamentum plenty on this channel before, but they make really, really high quality stuff. And then you see in here we have what's known as the Alumilon, or aluminum, or aluminium couplers inside. So even though this looks like a regular coupler, there's actually full machined aluminum inserts inside here, making sure that this cinch is absolutely rock solid. But as comfortable as it is, as compact as it is, as nice as it is to use, I really want to take it outside and chronograph it for you, as well as get some of that sparkle in the light to show off. But that is kind of a hybrid Talonclaw. It's a few different file sets combined and printed Drac styled, but I thought this turned out really nice. Let's take it outside. All right, so we've got our Talonclaw out here. We can go ahead and throw this home, chamber one, and put a few over the old chronograph, and then put a few down range. One thing that I want to notice, I've been out here kind of messing around with this for a few minutes before the camera started rolling. It's got a really solid feel to it. Because this has rods going all the way through it and 3D printed plastic over it. Like, this is locked solid, but just overall the shorter prime length and the fully solid rail here covering the barrel is just really, I don't know, it's one of those things that's difficult to convey on video, but it feels a little bit stiffer than a Caliburn, and I kind of like that. Probably because you're not out here, instead you're in here. But 175, 165, 179, 172, 174, 173, 174. So it seems like really close to 180, just under, which I think makes it BTA safe, which is ideal for the person that this is going out to. I want to fire a few downrange and see if, like, that's a very consistent FPS, how they kind of fly. So that tree is a reasonable distance away. We're just going to put a few down that way, lining up with irons only. So oh, we hit the tree the first time with very little drop. So just behind it again. I mean, it seems like it's really lasering the tree. That was 3 in a row. Maybe we'll teach ourselves to do hit markers for the video, but I mean, this is quite nice. All right, well, number 17 isn't up for grabs because I'm gonna have to make one of these. Woo, again, one of these for myself. Slick. And that's all of them. So really, really cool blaster. Very happy with how it turned out. If you've watched videos where I've done contract builds in the past, you know that I won't send anything out of my workshop that I'm not so happy with that I'm sad to see it go. And this definitely qualifies. This thing turned out so mean. So cool. If you want one of these for yourself, I mean, obviously a lot of these files are online. I'll link to any of the Talonclaw files on Thingiverse in the description box that I can find down below. I'll of course link to Captain Slug's website because a lot of this is just standard Caliburn hardware, standard Caliburn parts. And if you want one specifically of the arcane quality and caliber, go ahead and head on over to my Patreon. I'll probably be opening these up for patrons only. And I'll make a post about that later on today, talking about how you could get your hands on a serialized arcane Talonclaw, especially now that we're done with the Kickstarter. My only thing is now I miss it when I don't have that sweet trigger and sear snap feel to it. So the sear is slightly different geometry on these guys, and then the plunger is obviously significantly more wee. So wouldn't be that hard to change my CAD files and just run these on the lathe. I don't know. It won't be a full Kickstarter, but there might be some Talonclaw hardware out there. They're just going to be expensive because I can't do a large batch of them for sure. But anyway, this is a quite nice design. This one in particular is ultra slick, and it'll be rocking the field out in California within a few days. But that's the Talonclaw, aka Honey I Shrunk the Caliburn, aka the Mini Burn, and I think that this is really, really slick. Much love, Nerf on Drac out.